What's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dirtnation Off-Road. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a product review, and the product that we're reviewing is the Bluetti Charger 1. Now this is a high-speed alternator charger for your portable power stations. The first of its kind, this charger is a DC to DC charger that runs off your vehicle's alternator that allows up to 560 watts of charging, which is 5 to 6 times faster than your standard 12-volt cigarette lighter. This charger takes the 12 to 24 volts from your car's battery and boosts it up to 56 volts, giving you the incredibly fast 500 watts per hour charging performance. Now the Charger 1 will not only work with Bluetti power stations, but over 90% of the power stations that you'll find on the market, making this a great combination for any power station setup out there. For this video, I have it paired up with the Bluetti AC70, and we'll do a little test on this one. We'll do a little review on it, but specifically for this video, I want to test this one with this one, show you what it can do, and then we'll pop in with our other Bluetti power station. You know, we got an old Jackery, and we got some other power stations that we'll test the charger with just to verify, hey, can we get fast charging out of this, and kind of what's the limits of this thing and what can it do? And stay tuned, because in the end of this video, I'll announce a giveaway for the Charger 1 as well as the AC70 that we'll have at an upcoming Dirtnation event. With all that, let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing, show you what's inside, then we'll do an installation, demonstration, review. You guys know the deal. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. This is the one we're giving away, but we're gonna unbox this one and show you guys what's in there, because I've already went and installed mine because I'm so excited to test it out. So, and the installation's like really easy, so we'll go through all that in this video, but let's unbox this one. Let's get the knife, cut the tape. So I did pick this up as a bundle. You can get the wiring harness by itself, or you can go ahead and make your own wiring harness. We'll show you what it comes with, but for the one that we're unboxing, this one just comes by itself, no wiring harness, but it's super simple to make your own. Now, first we have, before we get to that, we got a box with some instructions, I believe, and then we do have, so like I said, this comes with a bunch of wiring stuff. So there's some like Allen keys in there, there's some self-tappers, there's some little red connectors, butt connectors, all that type of stuff. We have your usual books and stuff, so instructions, how to use it, all of that. Of course I read through this already and I know how it works. What do you guys think? And then a really important piece, so this is going to be your positive and negative coming out of the Charger 1, and then it connects to your standard solar charger. So this is the same thing. If you buy any kind of solar charger, the other side of this is what you typically get. So I actually have a few connections that we'll use in this video to kind of test out with the different power stations, because the one that specifically comes with the AC70 is optimized for this one, which gives that, you know, 500 watts of charging. This one allows for that, but there's some different options with it. So we'll show you what's going on with that. I'm rambling. Anyways, let's move that out of the way. Let's get to our charger. So the charger itself, pretty small, which is good because it'll, you know, allow you to put it in a tight, compact space. So here it is right there. So has some information on there. You guys can read all that stuff. You can read all this stuff. And I mean, it's very, very simple. So you can see on one side, you have input, positive and negative. So this is what's going to be run directly to the battery. And then you have output, which is positive and negative, which is going to run to this cord right here, which will run to the power station. And then I don't think there's anything else. There's a little treat in there. Now, pretty simple when it comes to the unboxing. Now, let's go ahead and show you the installation on this thing. Now, I've already installed one on my truck, and I've already been using it for the past couple days. So we'll go ahead and show you exactly what I did. Very, very easy stuff, but regardless, we'll show you what to do with it, and then we'll show you some functionality and all that. Let's show you my setup for the DC Charger 1. So we're gonna go ahead and pop my hood. So wiring for the Charger 1 is actually fairly simple. All you need is 2 wires. So I got both of them running through the firewall currently, and then I have my positive hooked up right here, and then negative is hooked up right down there. You can see it. I got it grounded into the firewall right there. You can ground it to the battery, but you can see I already have probably too many connections as it is. That's just kind of how I have it set up. But either way, you need a positive, you need a negative. Then inside the truck, excuse the mess, I got it feeding all the way through there. Underneath that, let's close that back up. You'll see I got the wiring fed all the way right here. Then it goes underneath the seat. And then this one, you don't have to worry about that right now. That's actually the charging wire. We'll get into that in a second. So let's check our storage compartment. Bam, there it is. Charger 1's all hooked up inside there. Now, something to note, They do give you hardware to, you know, bolt this down the correct way. Since it's all alone inside here, I don't really have to worry about that. We do have a circuit breaker on there. So this is a 60 amp circuit breaker. So if we want to flick it off, flick it down, flick it up, then it's back on. Then looking at the wiring on the Charger 1, like I said, this thing is so simple. We got our positive and negative hooked up directly to there. So that's on the Charger 1 side right there. And then your output is just a positive and negative, which goes to the included solar panel connection system. And these connectors, they work with a ton of different power stations. So I have one for the connection that came with the AC70, and then I have 2 additional ones from other power stations that I've run. One of them is the solar panel one right there, and then this is just the standard, I think there's like an 8 or a 10 millimeter plug that you use for like most power stations. All right, so here we are, we're set up inside the Tacoma. What we'll do is a quick demonstration on the Charger 1. As you can see, I got my hair and dog hair all over the place, but we'll get started first with the AC70. So currently this one is at, so we got it at 85%. So let's go ahead and plug it into the Charger 1. So this is actually, the Charger 1 is chilling right here. We got that usually hooked up underneath the seat, so I took it out just for this purpose. But let's get the wiring all situated here. First, we're gonna have to turn on the truck. So because this thing puts out so much extra power than most power stations can hold, just a safety thing, what you wanna make sure you do is you wanna set up the Charger 1 before you plug it into something. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our Bluetti app right here. And I'm gonna go to my devices. Let's go to the Charger 1. We know the truck's on, so it's gonna be ready for charging. So we're gonna be plugging this into the AC70. So we're gonna check right here, charging voltage, and then we're gonna go find the AC70. Select that one. Now it's updated. Let's go ahead and plug her in. This is with the provided cord that comes with the AC70. And then from there, what we can do is select charge, and let's see what happens. So it is gonna take a second to go ahead and do it, but you can see it did power up the power station. Starting off, we got 33, 120 something, 240 this, 240 that, all the way up to 400 now. Right now on the power station, it says we're getting 430 watts. On the application itself, it says we're getting 456. So obviously there's some kind of drop off in between the Bluetooth of the app or something like that. But regardless, we're getting 430 watts per hour charging into the station. So at this rate, it would probably charge the power station within like 20 minutes, maybe less than that, to get it up that last 15%. Now to turn this off, what we're gonna go ahead and do is stop charging. And then we'll unplug this one. And let's try out a different power station. The next one we'll do is my very first power station. This is the little Jackery, what is this? The J60, no, Jackery Explorer 160. Look at that tiny little thing. So in order to charge this one, we're gonna have to change the ends, plug that in, and this one is the standard AC outlet charger that will go in right there. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. Then what we'll do is we'll go back to our app. We're gonna go to charging voltage. Now, obviously they're not gonna have any Jackery products listed in here, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and go all the way to the bottom to custom, and you can pick pro mode, so you can pick up to that 56 volts. I don't recommend doing that unless you know what you're doing. Now, the other key thing is if you're using a different power station besides Bluetti, you need to check what the max voltage for the input is. So sometimes it'll list it on here, sometimes you have to check it on, you know, their website. This one says DC input is gonna be 12 volts, 3.5 amps. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just give this one 12 volts and see what it does. So I'm gonna go right there. So actually our minimum is 15 volts. So we'll go ahead and do 15 volts. Press OK. It should update. And then we're gonna go back and let's press charge and let's see what she does. As of right now, it's actually giving it 47 watts, pulling 13.8 from the battery, 15 going into the power station, and then we got that 44 watts right there. Can we go down to custom and let's bump this up to 20. So we got that. And now we're gonna give it that 20 volts. So it's currently maxing out at a 32, which, hey, that's just fine. I mean, this is an older power station. It doesn't charge as fast as the new stuff. So, you know, we're getting as much as we can out of it. But there it is, first example of a non-Bluetti brand power station that we're able to charge with this. Yeah, it's not fast charging, but this is the same as if you plug it into the AC outlet at your house. So it's gonna be plenty fast for our purposes. Go ahead and turn that off. Next one we'll do is my old Bluetti power station. So I've been using this one for a few years now. This is one of the first ones that I reviewed as a product review. So this one, we're actually gonna have to plug it in on the back. And I know this one, let's see what the input says. So input says 12 to 40 volts, 120 watts max. So 12 to 40. So we're gonna plug that in. Since we're on custom and 20, let's press and charge, and let's see what 20 does for it. Looks like we got a charge going in, and let's see what our input says. So it is charging, it's only charging up to 5 watts right now, so I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it doesn't like 20 volts, because what do we have? 12 to 40 volts. Well, we're within the range. Oh, here we go. Now it just kicked on. So now we're getting 114 watts. Bada bing, bada boom. So there it is. That is plenty of power for our purposes. I mean, we're charging from a car right now, and it's getting the same watts as if you plug it in at your house. So pretty good for this power station. This one's a little older. They don't even make this thing anymore, and you're still able to get that kind of power going into it. Very impressive stuff. For our last one is gonna be, this is a kind of an off-brand one. It's an all powers power station. This one, we're gonna go ahead and charge it with the solar panel because this one has its own proprietary plug. It's like a smaller one. And we're gonna go ahead and use the solar panel one because I do have the solar to solar plug. And then I'll plug this one in right here, red. Ooh, did I break it just now? What did I break? Hear that click? Dustin, don't break stuff. I think that still works. Let's find out. Got her plugged in. Let's go back to the app. This one, I am just gonna push 12 to it, or 15. So let's go 15, done, okay. Back out, and let's start charging. And let's see what she does. Yeah, so currently getting 30 watts. So it says 27 here, we're getting 29 on the power station. Now that number's starting to climb. So I think this one's similar to the little Jackery. You probably only can put, you know, up to 100 watts into it at a time. That's gonna be the same across the board for a lot of these power stations, unless they're optimized for this Charger One system. That's just kind of the max is what you're gonna get. So looks like we're maxing out at about 90 watts, which isn't bad. Still can get some fast charging out of this. It's all good stuff. Well, there you go. We got 1, 2, 3 different power stations that we're able to charge outside of the current Bluetti lineup. Yeah, this is a Bluetti, but it's an old one, and it isn't optimized for this charger, but we're still able to at least put 100 watts of charging into all of these. So all good stuff there. Now for some real world use, I've recently was out in Ocotillo Wells for a trip, and I had the AC70 hooked up to my fridge on a hot day, and I ended that trip with about 40%. On the drive home, I plugged it into the Charger One, and it took a little over an hour for the station to get up to 100%, along the way maxing out at 450 watts charging speed. So I run a 130 amp alternator on my Tacoma, and then I run a ton of lights and accessories and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm sure that accounts for some kind of drop off from that 500 number down to the 450. Regardless, we're getting some pretty fast speed in this case. And taking a closer look at the AC70, this power station comes in with some strong stats. 1,000 watts of output, peaking at 2,000 watts, 768 watt hours of capacity. It's got a total of 7 plugs up front, 2 of them AC, 2 USB-C, 2 standard USB, and a 12 volt car charger. Charging the station with the provided AC cord can get you up to 950 watts of fast charging, which gives you 80% in 45 minutes, and up to 500 watts per hour of charging with the solar or Charger One fast charger. All in all, this is a huge upgrade for my off-road setup. With all the power that I use out on the road, right? Refrigerators, diesel heaters, charging cameras, tablets, laptops, you know, my kid's iPad and phone and all this other stuff, being able to charge stuff reliably is important. And to do it with this kind of speed is amazing. Now, before I go, I mentioned that we're going to be giving away one of these combinations at an upcoming Dirt Nation event. Well, that's going to be our 2nd annual off-road scavenger hunt in Ocotillo Wells. So this is going to be happening on November 2nd of 2024. This will be one of the many prizes that will be given away that day. So if you guys are catching this video before that event, make sure to check the links down below to all our social media pages where you can get info on that event. But there it is. That's a quick review of the Charger One and the AC70. Like I said, This is a huge upgrade for me, being able to just have reliable power on the road and be able to charge it fast. This is the type of stuff that just makes off-roading easier. Big thank you to Bluetti for sending this out to us, allowing us the opportunity to review these great products. If you guys want to check them out, make sure to check out Bluetti on their website. You can also check them out on Amazon, because I know this month, you know, with Prime Month and all that stuff, they're running a ton of great deals on these power stations, this setup. So check all that stuff. We will have it all linked down below. But that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, follow on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon. You also for shirts, hats, hoodies, and all those other goodies. Dirtnation Offroad, BigCartel.com. Until next time, thank you guys. Let's get it.